Hi everybody, welcome to use our Focus free gadget digital UV flat printer, digital flatbed printer. Now I will teach you how to use the machine, installation, daily maintenance, troubleshooting. So first is the wall view, the front view of the machine. Now I give you the instruction for each spare parts. From the top is the ink tank for each color: black, cyan, magenta, yellow, white, and white. And this one is the carriage. Inside the carriage is the print head position and top carriage board. 把它取下来。If we loosen this screw, both sides, this one and both side screw, 这个取下来，挪过来取下来。Then we can see from the top is Epson, so it's Focus carriage board. We can see here, this one is the connection port for carriage ink-coat film sensor at this position. Ink-coat film sensor. And must be sure the sensor inside we can see this the ink-coat film. Must be sure the film must be at the middle of the ink-coat sensor without scratch the both sides of the ink-coat sensor. And this one is the connection port for the right limit motion sensor for this one. And the carriage will be back to home position and detect by this metal. If it detects by this metal, the carriage will be stop, move, and detect the home position. And this one is the power port. This one is the power connection port for the carriage board with GND and 42 voltage. Must be connected at the middle, both pin of the middle. The outside and the inside 2 pin is empty. Okay, then here is the fabric cable that connect with the carriage board and the main board at the right side of the machine. I'll teach you later. And also must be sure T with connect with TX for send out. RX go with R is for receive. And if here connect with TX, the another end with mainboard must connect with RX. And this, if connect with RX, at the mainboard side must go with TX. And here is the print head cable. And must be pay attention to that. It have up down mark here. The first cable is for down. It means connect with the print head down side, and up is this cable is for up. Connect with the print head the up side cable. Right now the free guide is configured with one print head, so we connect by this port, 2 ports, and keep these 2 port is empty. And at the front we can see this cable is go from the ink film sensor that we talked before, and this one is the ink tube for each color: black, cyan, magenta, yellow, and these 4 tube is for white ink. And go this side we can see this is the power cable for the LED lamp, UV cooling lamp, and this two is for the water circulation tube, one for input, another for output, that connect with the LED controller at the another side. Okay, so if we go to the front, we will see the in middle we will see the flatbed. And this machine we have two flatbed. This is the first the bottom flatbed, that if you without put this big flatbed, then you can print with maximum 40 centimeter media. And if you want to print smaller products, you can put this flatbed to put on this table to print the small size. And also this printer can print with rotary device. This is the rotary device. Can print with mugger, wine bottle, that rotary products. If we go to the right side, we can see here is the cap station. This one is the cap to suck the ink out from the print head. And inside is the pump. There is a cleaning pump, the pump for cleaning the ink from the cap station, then from the print head to the waste ink tuber. It's the waste ink tuber to hold the waste ink. And here is the wiper to wipe out the waste ink at the surface of the print head. And here is the ink-coat film. And as I said, ink-coat film must be sure it's at the middle of the ink-coat stencil, but without scratch the print, so without scratch the both sides and the top side of the ink-coat stencil. And keep it clean without dust or oil or ink. And here is the linear rail to guide the rapid motion, so to guide the carriage motion. And here is 6 ink detect light. If the ink tank inside the ink level sensor without ink, it will show that the light will be on. It means lack ink. Then you need to put ink, filled ink to the ink tank for each color. Okay, to the left side we can see here is the general power switch. General power switch to power off and power on the machine. And this one is for up down. Keep the flatbed down and keep the flatbed up. And I must pay attention to that. You need to pay more attention to the gap between the print head and the media, and stop it when it is closer. Do not scratch the print head. And this one is the connection port for the rotary device, because this printer can print with the flatbed and the printer with rotary. So this is the rotary motion connection port. And this one is the transit button. If you want to print with rotary, just push down, then connect this cable. And if you don't want to print with rotary, want to print back with flatbed, then you just push up and remove this cable. And this one is emergency stop. If you push down this button, then you can move the carriage, move the flatbed and the carriage by hand freely. But if you push down, if you push up, it will be locked. Okay, we got the back side. We can see this is a power port for the printer with 220 voltage, and this one is the CE label for printer Friga, Focus Digital Technology, multifunction digital flatbed printer. And this one is the USB printing cable, and this one is the single cable switch for the UV LED lamp. And also it goes some cable out, and this one is a UV power cable that go from this, take out from here and connect with the UV controller. And this one is the waste ink tube. This two is all waste ink tube that connect with the wiper and the cap station. And this two is the water cooling circulation ink tube, water tube. And also the machines go with the UV controller. This is the UV controller system. This is the general power switch for controller. And this one is the power switch knob to control the UV cooling power. Normally we keep it like 30. And if the ink cannot be cooled, you can adjust the power a little bit. And this one is a temperature screen to show the current working temperature. And here on the top is for refill the water. You must put the water to this water tank before you using this controller, because the machine is use the water circulation cooling system to make the LED light temperature down. And go to the back, we can see here is the in and out is for the water circulation tube. Connect with the tube like this. And this is the general power switch for the controller, 220 voltage. And here's the UV one, is for the is for the power cable for the UV lamp. And this one ES is the connection switch to control the UV light on and off, because the UV light must be off when it go to the home position and must be on when it start printing. So this is for control the UV light on and off switch. And this is the UV power cable to control the UV light power on or power off. If you got machine, you just connect all the cable like this. And must be pay attention to that. Each cable have a hole like this inside middle. So you need to find the hole at the port and the connection like this side. Then fasten the screw. When we go to the top, we can see some ink tube for this is the ink tank for each color, and each tank have the ink level sensor inside of the ink tank to detect ink level. If the ink level is lower, it means without ink, or the ink is running out, it's empty. So the light here will be on for each tank. And also for the white ink, this two ink tank is for white ink, have the circulation pump here. This four cable, this four ink tube is for circulation, white ink circulation pump to pump in and pump out for this white ink tank to prevent the white ink settling. So the connection is like this. This four is for these two ink tank. Another one is KCMY with mark on each tube. Okay. Then, if we remove the red side of the print cover, we will find out the electric control system. We just remove all the screw of the cover. After we remove the cover, we will see the wall control system for the frigga. Okay, from the front, from the front. First one is the 42. The first one is the 42 voltage power supply box to transit the power from 220 voltage to 42 DC voltage. It's almost used for the print head, for the carriage board and the main board using, and also some motors, some pump, motor, sensor is used with 42. And this one is the 24 voltage power supply box. It's also transferred from 220 to 24 voltage. It's almost used for the carriage board, main board, and motor, and also motor driver, and some sensor and some pump. It's 24 voltage power supply box. And we go to here is the main board, focus main board for the Frigga. And we can see here also have the fabric cable that connect with this main board. And also here with TX and RX mark. And also this TX, this cable must be connected with TX here. Then another side go with carriage board must connect with RX. And the RX connect with here. At another side of this cable must connect with TX at the carriage board. So must be close. It's for transfer the data from main board to the carriage board. And here is the two limit sensor. This one is the front limit sensor. This one is the back limit sensor. The sensor was here. The front limit sensor was at here. 手电筒有没有？手电筒打个灯。We can see this one. The black one at the top of the belt is the front limit sensor, and it will be get detect. 帮我拿下，这边，这样， and it will be get detect when the flatbed, when the top printer moves to the front. It will get detect of the top flatbed, and it will be move to the front to prevent the top rear move out of position. And also here have another one is for the back limit sensor. It's also mounted here. Also the black one at top of the flatbed. The top of the belt is the back limit sensor to detect and stop the top rear move out of position. So these two connection port is for the front limit sensor and the back limit sensor. And the go with here is the USB cable that connect with the computer to control the printing. And here is the power supply for the main board. The first one is 22 voltage and DC, 24 voltage and GND and 42 voltage. So this main board must supply with two different kind of DC voltage, 24 and 42. Okay, then go here is we have a CS single with Y, so it's the single connection port for the flatbed motor. 外轴电机在哪？外轴电机，外轴电机，看得到不？平台电机，平台电机，看得到不？
好，这个。